Hi, what I want to talk about today is how, like, the church space, the space that's there has changed. When I was a kid, I guess, I always went into a church with this feeling of, like, respectful for something that's there. I guess it's just because of the building or because, like, when they tell you, okay, like, burn a candle or something. You listen actually to the instructions, like whatever. Like my mom didn't tell me anything except, like, how to, you know, basically I just knew the basic prayer. She knew it. I didn't know it. So and then how that grew to total sense of freedom. I can't even. It's the lightness of feeling light, and this feeling is, like, not something that you can see. It's like it's a completely to us, except in children. In children we see this, but in us this is like a completely, almost, it became a foreign feeling to feel so light. So why, is the question. Why did we move away from this, that you kind of always knew something was there, I guess. So at the beginning, I guess, the listening, and, like, that's why the church institutions were institutions where people were learning. I felt like I could stay there and I could, like, read all the books from all the libraries there, just to find out more. And I was finding out more even without reading. So it's just a place where you can consume a certain kind of energy, which does turn to knowledge, because it turns to, it makes you almost aware that there is something bigger than you from which you can learn. That feeling is, in a sense, it's relieving for us because we learn from it. We're no longer that because it's, I guess, it's on us. It brings a lot of pressure. We're not even made. Our bodies are actually not even made to understand it. So, no, we can, sorry, but to hold it within. Yeah, that's the word. So we have to, like, let it go. So because it is like a flow of energy, and it can reveal such great things, and I believe it has through history, like with scientists and, like, Newton, and like, there's lots of scientists which were extremely religious, and lots of poets you can find, and I was writing. Perhaps that's the reason why I was encountered with the beauty, and it has been, we have that song. uh, it is the best. It is the A team. It is the so, like, that song, "The Spirit in the Sky is where I go when I die, to the place that's the best." Na 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 na, so it is that, and it's been talked about, and I'm like, I don't know, because my books are not going anywhere, and I feel like people have to know about this, and they somehow I don't feel it in them, even though they kind of know about whatever, they all know about it, but they don't really live it, or they don't really feel it. So I feel constantly, like, that I have to tell them about it, like, because it is like the key to us. It's like the only key to us, really, that knows us, and that understands what we want. It listens. It's just how we should listen and understand what people want. But then again, it doesn't fulfill all our wishes. So there is the. So I guess the lightness that has come lately, I feel like I'm completely, I'm always going to fly, or I could fly any second, and And that feeling comes from getting rid of that which does not belong with him, or which does not belong there, where he abides, where he provides us with what we want, actually, with what we've always wanted for us. I mean, and that's to, you know, to be light and to grow and to be curious, and we lose that. We lose the curiosity. So and then we become, I guess, locked within our own little versions, and our versions are very limited, and that's why it's known that, I mean, people get isolated to meet God, but however, once you do have to spread that. So the churches are still the place, even though their deeds, I mean, they speak the word, however their deeds are in a sense very limited. They should be there educating and helping poor people, like with food and with stuff. Like, people should donate to churches as a safe place where that money will go not to building like awesome cathedrals, although I mean, I don't find that, I mean, it's going to stand forever, so you might as well, as something that should be built to stand forever, it should be built. So I mean, but the point, yeah, is not, they're doing a good job, I mean, as far as that. However, they should concentrate more on helping people, because at the end also buildings are there for people, but I mean, you can never go to, I mean, the religions have, in a certain sense, have intertwined unknowingly, you know, even and what I've said in one of those, and I'm going to turn to now as well, is that that wall of whales, or the wall of tears, sorry, wailing wall, that is in Jerusalem, and how it lacked the energy that I felt throughout Jerusalem. And it's because you cannot pray for the wall. You cannot pray for some church. You have to, the people, the walls are not important. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's a place where this energy does gather. So it is an important place, as a holy place. However, it only needs to, like, represent church. God will come down just because it knows that you represent what the church stands for. So even in the Wailing Wall, you don't even need to have, like, you can have like that ruin, but if you represent now I'm getting into an interesting discussion. If you represent the what he holds, he will be strong there. And so, yeah, I mean, I've actually once, and this I came across now when I went to Hilander, that's Mount Athos. I went to this monastery where they told me before that this guy who runs the monastery, the main, this is how much I know about church inside. But I mean, yeah, it's not so important. The main guy is like very strict. He makes them like kneel on their knees when they and they asked us who wants to do this, and like the session, like this propoved, the time of their praying lasts like 2 hours, and like you spend 20 minutes on your knees, and it actually hurts. I was there, right? And while I was there, I actually heard that I wasn't strict enough. And this guy, and it's almost like, and this place was very powerful. I could feel it, like it was like healing my shoulder, my right shoulder. That's where the pain was. But when it came out, this lack of strictness, and I was really surprised. But this does. I mean, this does take this mutual energy between him and some right people. This does exist, this is something that, and so the preachers can in actuality tell you something about you that you don't know about yourself, without really knowing too much about you. And yes, so so it's an interactive. That's what I mean. It acts through us. So we have to be like, even though, yes, strictness was very strange to me, but it's true. Lately, I've been like, I when when I don't smoke and do all these stupid things, I become like quite, my voice changes, and then I become like, strangely certain of all that I do, and sometimes I feel like this scares people, and I don't want to do that. So I start smoking. I want to make. I am perfectly calm, but I don't want to disturb anybody by what I've witnessed, even though it is disturbing. So this is why. I mean, not that I don't want to disturb them, but it does give certain strength, and this strength is needed to snap people out, because as I've known, you do need a lot of energy to beat this, because the system, the whole thing, even like the churches are not helping people, so even they are limited in their doing. I mean, if they were godly, if they were like Jesus went around and he was helping people, and he couldn't feed people, but churches today certainly can. I mean, they have lots of money. If you look at Catholic Church, they have like, they're insanely rich, and yet they like keep all this money. It's insane, So like they are in a certain way connected to the Jewish tradition, which was and the only two things that Jews really have to work on, that is the money, and the fact that they don't help everybody. They help their people who are of their religion, they feel that they're closer to them, because they are more deserving, because they know they will be responsible with what is given to them, which all makes sense. But it's not right, because you may overlook some people who are not Jewish, but will have certain qualities, and and you may have Jewish people which don't have the qualities, even though they're Jewish. So basically, that's it's tricky in a sense of who you should help. Will let somebody you help be able to maintain without constant help, because then they are like really useless. It's just like in that Steve McQueen film, you led a useless life. When God tells him and he answers, "I'm guilty." It's true. So basically, everybody has to believe in this in order for this to work, and everybody has to believe in one version of God, and not like all these other religions. Really, I mean, I don't know if there's one, but this force is one for us. We do have to understand what our deeds are here. We can't even understand what will become afterwards, but through our deeds here, it is determined. So, and our deeds here is to help each other, because the pain we cause to others is the only thing that's really valid in the end. And I guess if you want to be happy, you don't want to hurt other people, because it's all marked. His system is like incredibly precise. So I think I talked about this before. So he unmistakably finds what's wrong with us. He has this power. He or whoever works for him. But it is he actually. This is actually part of. Well, this is where I've reached. So this water that actually runs down to the parts of you that are hurtful. Not even the light does that. It's a certain type of a water. It's like it's more dense than the light. His energy. It's like water, kind of. That's the closest I can. Well, it's not water because it doesn't. The water does not have a power to consume me, like this does. So, but it's more dense than like this lightness that also can consume, that can enter you. But there's slightly different. I mean, so this heat, I think, relieves. This force finds can go if you let it go as deep as it needs to. It will reveal things in you which are painful, what hurts you, so so that you know. It helps, and that makes you powerful. It does make you stronger. It does make you want to again, and want something else, something true, which gives you purpose, because purpose is required. We do have purpose, so yeah, the Holy Grail is to save, to help other people as much as you can, so that they're not in pain, and that pain does not drag them down to a dark place. Okay, that's it. I won't be able to upload anything longer.